You don't need a reason to love. You simply love just because.
Feel about sex on the first night?
For me, looking at that as that's the reason why I used to typically go out, but being saved and being regenerated in the image of Christ, I could care less about that. I'll keep it for real. I've been on semen retention for almost a year. I've been celibate. I haven't been having sex, and I'll totally remove myself from the world because ultimately that is a low vibrational destructive behavior. There's no benefit that I can gain from truly existing in that realm. And so as a result, looking at it from hindsight and a different perspective than ultimately existing in it, taking a step back and looking at the perspective of people that operate in it, including myself, I ultimately decided that yes, that is a destructive behavior. But really, once I found Christ and I found and exhibit that love that he gives to us, it felt that void that I was trying to find in the women that I was pursuing as I was existing in the world. And so for me, it's the reality of this. I will never be replenished from the love that, or potentially that void that they can fill me. I might go out on a Friday night, find a woman, take her back home, pump and dump, boom. Next weekend, the same ordeal. But ultimately, it's going to be a continuous cycle until I really find the contentment that I'm looking for. And ultimately, that satisfaction comes from the love of God. And once I found that, I gave up that lifestyle.
It's so much power and purity, honoring yourself, respecting yourself, having a virtue within yourself. This comes from establishing boundaries, having morals and integrity, living a righteous lifestyle for yourself. And that is just going to be a ripple effect of how you're going to treat other people based on the foundation you build within yourself. The power of purity. You no longer need meaningless connections, external validation, or seeking voids to fill you up, because you realize that these holes that are within you, only God can fill you up. Not the money, not the clothes, not participating in hookup culture. It does nothing for you. It honestly closes your third eye. When you reach this level of fulfillment within, you have a whole new awareness, a whole new awakening, and you begin to be a lover of life. When you really love life, you don't need a reason to love. You simply love just because. You don't need a place to love, an object to love, a person to love. You simply love to love. It's just that simple. But most people can't recognize that because we live in a transactional society. People have secret motives. People have conditions on their love. But imagine operating from a place of unconditional love, because you rock with God. You're one with God. You're letting God lead your steps, lead your way. And God got your back. God will never steer you in the wrong direction when you have this foundation with God. You have won the battle with your flesh. You have won the war. We are in spiritual warfare right now. We don't have any business to participate in hookup culture. This exchange of energy, fluids, and DNA, and you don't know who you will end up sleeping with. The biggest risk you can take on this journey is who you decide to lay down with, because you may get up with fleas. You may get up with your spirit not intact. You may lose your peace, your mental health. That will just cause you depression and anxiety because of this exchange of energy. You're picking up on their trauma and their baggage. Sex is such a sacred act. It's very spiritual. But nobody ever told me this when I was younger. Nobody ever told me how powerful sex is. You end up attached to the person you lay down with. Beware of that. Be cautious of that. I'm not telling you not to have sex, but I just want to inform you what will happen. I want to inform you how powerful sex is. I want to inform you by increasing your discernment and your awareness, by when you decide to not participate in hookup culture, when you decide to protect your energy, you actually start to open up your third eye. You start seeing things clearly, you have clarity, and you have increased your discernment. Now you can lead with love, vibrate from love, and be in love. You don't need a reason to love. You don't need to wait on anyone to love. You can start loving life now. That is the power of purity, the power of staying pure, staying righteous, and being connected to God. I love you, family, so much. I just wanted to share this message on my heart about the power of purity. While I'm on this celibacy journey, I'm committed, family. I'm not just doing it for shits and giggles, because it's a trend, because I'm waiting for someone to marry me. It's a lifestyle for me. Celibacy is a true movement that I am sacrificing my temple to not operate from my flesh, to not be at war with my flesh, to not be at battles with this physical realm, to tackle it spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. By tackling this journey spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I'm able to have a peace of mind in this journey. It's already hard enough being a human, okay? But if you can be peaceful out here and have harmony and having your mental intact, you can brush things off much quickly, and you will not truly be attached here. I advise you, being attached will cause you suffering. You don't want to suffer here. You don't want to suffer. The most important relationship you can ever have is the relationship with God.